welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF Microwave Update series. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my co-host Eric Heim. This episode, we're going to cover our March test and measurement issue with the special focus section on cables and connectors, and this just went online, so you can find it there. As we mentioned before, our special focus sections are supplements and special focus sections within the issue, and these are also available via PDF ebooks for download for readers, so easy access and easy to archive. And plus, it gives our advertisers more visibility and lead generation opportunities, so we're really merging the digital and print worlds. Our March cover feature is optimizing D-band amplifiers, diving into RF measurement challenges, that's the title. And the article discusses the challenges of large signal characterization of D-band PAs using sub-terahertz load tuning measurement setup. So it's a very interesting thing that Rodian Schwartz is doing with the work, and we are glad to have that as our cover feature. Eric, what do we have for other technical articles?
Well, thanks, Pat. We've got a good article from Copper Mountain on making material measurements with a VNA. So the article gets into practical considerations and techniques for measuring material permittivity and permeability. And that's important for a lot of reasons, but particularly for radomes that protect defense, automotive, and other radar applications. And if you're a fan of matrices and equations, you'll love this article. The issue also has an analysis of the test and measurement equipment market from Markets and Markets. And in addition to some forecasts of revenue in that market, and I'm probably not giving away anything shocking when I say it's a big market, but in addition to that, the article does a good job of discussing trends and drivers. So there's a discussion of growth areas for the market, along with an interesting chart of the linkages between the top-level market, in this case 5G, the subsegments, players, and adjacent market opportunities. So take a look at that. And finally, we have an article from a university and the National Institute of Technology in India that discusses advancements in terahertz component fabrication. So the article looks at material selection and characterization for a whole host of materials and fabrication processes, and provides good insight into the challenges that must be solved before the industry can reliably support fabrication and testing of terahertz devices.
And for product features, we had Sapphire oscillators deliver next-generation phase noise performance from Sayata Labs, unlocking high-frequency data acquisition with 12-bit digitizer from Teledyne SP devices, and using uncertainty quantification to predict reliability in high-frequency devices designed by ComSol. Eric, what do we have for our tech briefs?
We have 4 tech briefs in this issue. Pasternak has introduced a line of 1mm test cables that operate DC to 100 gigahertz. Aerovant has developed a larger compact antenna test range with a 300mm quiet zone and a gimbal supporting up to 80 pounds. Krytar has rolled out a family of broadband couplers, power dividers, and terminations that work up into KU band that can be used in the manufacturing and testing of quantum and cryogenic designs. And Remcon announced that they have integrated Huygens surface capabilities into their simulation software that will allow analysis of mobility, multipath, and interactions with body-worn devices in realistic environments. So, as always, the industry is developing lots of new things.
And so turning to the news, at Embedded World Germany, Qualcomm announced that they have entered into an agreement to acquire Edge Impulse, which will enhance its offerings for developers and expand its leadership in AI capabilities to power AI-enabled products and services across IoT. So this acquisition is anticipated to complement Qualcomm's technology's strategic approach to IoT transformation, which includes a comprehensive chipset roadmap, a unified software architecture, a suite of services, developer resources, ecosystem partners, comprehensive solutions, and IoT blueprints to address diverse industry needs and challenges. So we're really seeing Qualcomm try to diversify away from the cellular market into this automotive and IoT applications. So they're doing a good job there. And Global Foundries and MIT announced a new master research agreement to jointly pursue advancements and innovations for enhancing the performance and efficiency of critical semiconductor technologies, And this collaboration will be led by MIT's Microsystems Technology Laboratories and GS Research and Development Team, GF Labs. And with this, the initial research will focus on AI and other applications, with the first projects are expected to leverage GF's differentiated silicon photonics technology. And this is really interesting. It monolithically integrates RF SOI, CMOS, and optical features onto a single chip so it can realize power efficiencies for data centers, and GF's 22FDX platform, which delivers ultra-low power consumption for intelligent devices at the edge. So good work going on there in the semiconductor world. Eric, what did you see in the news?
Well, Dell'Oro Group released a report quantifying the radio access network market. And in what won't come as too much of a surprise, they claim that after 2 consecutive years of steep declines, with last year being the steepest decline in 20 years in their analysis, the RAN market is down by $9 billion from its peak in 2020. And while that number by itself is concerning, of even greater concern, according to the report, is that there is a lot of uncertainty around the capacity upgrade phase that typically follows the initial deployment phase. So none of that is good news for the industry. In their estimation, Huawei is still the overall market leader, but if we exclude China, Ericsson becomes the market leader. So take a look at that release for more information. And I'd like to mention a product announcement. Intelliant Technologies and Eutelsat Group announced availability for a series of flat panel antennas for Eutelsat's OneWeb LEO network. So these antennas offer advanced tracking technology. They guarantee performance over a wide scan and low elevation angle, and they promise to enable fast, dependable connectivity for land, maritime, and government sectors.
And turning to events, it's been a very busy couple of weeks. I attended Mobile World Congress Barcelona last week and Satellite this week, so been keeping busy. Both events were very well attended. Mobile World Congress published their stats: 109,000 attendees from 205 countries and territories, more than 2,900 exhibitors, sponsors, and partners, and over 1,200 speakers and thought leaders. So huge event. And of course, one of the main themes there was AI, as you can guess. And so I wanted to cover a bunch of examples of AI in the RF industry that I thought were interesting. So I'll run through a bunch here. So DeepSig showcased its latest innovations in spectrum awareness, Open RAN performance, and AI native RAN. They have collaborations with Airspan, Anritsu, NVIDIA, PCTEL, and AI RAN Alliance, and to demonstrate how they can use real-time spectrum intelligence and AI-powered solutions to solve critical challenges in wireless networks, from interference detection to network efficiency and security. And I saw their demo in the Anritsu booth, and they were showing how they can automatically identify various signal types using the spectrum analyzer. I also saw Digital Global Systems with a next-gen software platform for wireless deployments, and they're able to characterize radio frequency environments across multiple dimensions. They have visibility of the network edge. Network operators can use this to deconflict RF environments, optimize spectrum sharing, and fully realize their 5G ambitions. And it's also helpful to satellite operators for advanced RF awareness and spectrum management. Cine XG was integrating AI-driven RAN intelligence with carrier-grade L15 software, and they deliver high performance, efficiency, and scalability for 5G, 6G, and beyond. And there's also Keysight. They collaborated with Samsung and NVIDIA to train AI models for Samsung's 5G advanced and 6G technologies. And this enables Samsung to integrate a powerful AI model in their vRAN software solution. We also have Rohde & Schwartz, who continues to push the boundaries of AI-driven wireless communication research with their latest milestone in the neural receiver design and testing. With the latest proof of concept, they developed this in collaboration with NVIDIA, and that integrates the digital twin technology and high-fidelity ray tracing to create a robust framework for testing 5G advanced and 6G neural receivers under realistic propagation conditions. Qualcomm features, AI in a lot of their products, processor, modems, their RF platforms, and they're with IBM announced an expanded collaboration to drive enterprise-grade generative AI solutions across edge and cloud. And I'm sure there are many more examples but I'm going to have to cut it off there for a time. And so I also attended the satellite event. So I like to follow the development of flat panel arrays. And Eric mentioned in the news the Intellion Technologies announcement, but there also was ComSat and TMY Tech announced their collaboration in the flat panel array solution. And they uses ComSat's modems with TMY Tech's phased arrays. And I really like TMY Tech's different configurations they have for transmit and receive arrays. They can kind of mix and match for different solutions. And Kymeta announced that it's accepting orders for its Goshank U8 user terminal, and that's designed specifically for government and global Ministry of Defenses. And the solution delivers a resilient and flexible multi-orbit, multi-network satellite communications in a single terminal. We also had ThinCom, who's expanding its government and military offerings with its Thin Air GT Plus terminal. The GT Plus combines their Ka-band multi-orbit connectivity while supporting the demanding airborne and defense special missions with a compact LEO-only ESA and the standards-compliant installation. And another thing that came out of Satellite Show, besides the flat panel displays I like to follow, is now I can see that the Japanese are very active in the high altitude platform or HAPS market. So we talked a little bit about these before, but I've never really seen too many real use cases of it. But Space Compass and NTT Docomo announced that they have successfully completed data connectivity tests between LTE base stations and smartphones using the HAPS platform in the stratosphere in Kenya. And in the test, a communication demonstration using the LTE was carried out between the HAPS flying at altitudes around 20 kilometers and a 4G device on the ground. And the LTE base station was connected to the ground gateway station, and a relay technology called non-regenerative relay was used to reflect the radio waves through the communication device mounted on the HAPS flying in the stratosphere and connected to the ground-based 4G device. And as a result, they had a throughput of 4.66 megabits per second, which was observed during the reception of the radio wave transmitted from the ground gateway to the 4G device via the HAPS. So interesting development there. Let's see if this is being used practically in some of these more remote areas. So Eric, how about you for the Satellite Show? What spoke out to you?
Well, first of all, the first day especially was so much busier than last year, lines everywhere. And I think that really reflects the excitement and optimism in that industry segment. And as you mentioned, I specifically chose the Intellion Eutelsat announcement because it encapsulates so much of what I saw at the satellite show. The industry has embraced the idea of multiple orbits, multiple frequencies, multiple waveforms, multiple operators. And I had one major manufacturer tell me that they kind of jokingly refer to their efforts and value proposition as multi-multi, kind of in response to these industry drivers. And at the top level, there are advantages to all these different orbits, waveforms, frequencies, et cetera. And the industry is trying to get to the handset model, where the terminals, ground stations that you just mentioned, satellites are really black box networks for users that just work. The users, for the most part, don't care, nor should they, kind of what orbit or frequency range is being used. They just want their terminal to provide a good connectivity solution. And the industry has been talking about this as a goal for a couple of years now. So that's not too much different. But what is different and what we saw at the show is that talk about benefits of implementing the black box connectivity solution has turned into implementation. So I saw lots of antennas. Pat mentioned the flat panel ones, but there probably were more parabolic antennas, which I was a bit surprised about. So lots going on in that area. There were far more component companies at the show than in recent years. And all this multi talk means higher performance components and much more need for command and control. So it was a very good show. Everybody seems very excited about this market opportunity. And that wraps up this episode. Our sponsor is RFMW. RFMW is a technical distributor of RF and microwave products and now power management products. When you start your next design, consider their multiple product lines. Remember, As a member of the industry, a subscription to Microwave Journal is free, so please visit our site today and subscribe if you aren't already a reader. Also, please give us a like and subscribe to our channels. Thanks for watching this episode, and please join us next time for another Frequency Matters.